Okay, so in my Scooby-Doo review, I mentioned how there was this R-rated version of the movie. Well, we're now going to dive into that. So get yourself a Scooby snack, hop on board the Mystery Machine, and let's talk about the original cut of Scooby-Doo. So, this film was written by James Gunn, who would go on to do Guardians of the Galaxy and the Suicide Squad. But it all started with the Mystery Gang for him, in terms of his major Hollywood career. And this film is directed by Ray. This one's directed by Raja Gosnell. I'm so sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly. But when this movie was being filmed, there was quite a lot of changes. But it wasn't during the filming, but it was more so when there were test screenings. And how there was they wanted to go for a more PG-13 rated Scooby-Doo, but then when they had some screenings, the MPAA took a look at one joke and gave this film an R rating. As confirmed by James Gunn on his Twitter account. They they removed some language and language and sexual jokes. All the cleavage they had was covered up with CGI, and there was even a kiss between Daphne and Velma, to swap their souls. So all that was taken out because Warner Brothers wanted to make this more family friendly, which I can understand because Scooby-Doo is kind of a family thing, but I think anyone can enjoy it. However, we did get to see some glimpses of what this could have been like. And you could find those on the home video releases of the first film. So there was an alternate opening, which was animated, had the characters' original designs, and it just looked really cool. I would have honestly loved to have seen this make it into the final film. I think it works best at the end, because I feel with kind of, if you place it in the middle, I think it kind of would have slowed the pacing a bit, or messed with the pacing. But yeah, I don't think that one should have been deleted. I think it's a really great homage to its original characters before transitioning into live action. The next one were the flashbacks, which were to show us what the Mystery Gang was doing while they were separated, with the exception of Shaggy and Scooby, since we already got to see what they did. Fred was at a book convention with his book Fred on Fred. Daphne was a martial artist getting her black belt, and Velma was in a group therapy. Honestly, the one Velma in group therapy is actually kind of sad, because she talks about how she's been working with NASA, but deep down she's just been on a self-discovery journey. Yeah, it's kind of a bit heartbreaking to see her in that state. The next one was a kind of the gang just hanging around Spooky Island at night before they go to the castle. This deleted, if they kept this deleted scene, I think there are some pros and cons to it. The pros, I think it shows off some payoffs and setups, how we get an explanation as to why Daphne followed the voodoo magic guy. We see the kind of mountain climbing, which would have foreshadowed what the gang would do. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Now, this next deleted scene, I have quite a bit to say about this one. Velma's song. This deleted scene shows Velma thinking she's drunk and singing "Can't Take My Eyes Off of You" on top of a piano. Now, when James Gunn wrote the script in 2001, or in his 2001 script, he made Velma explicitly gay, or a lesbian, which I think just makes all the more sense, like when you look at Velma. And the studio just kept watering it down. According to James Gunn, he said the studio kept watering it down until it was left ambiguous in the version that was shot, then nothing in the version released, and then she had a boyfriend in the sequel. But I honestly would have loved to have seen this stay in the final version, just so we could see like that Velma was either gay, lesbian, or bisexual. And the way she like dances and sings towards Daphne, that just makes it all the more obvious. Yeah, and Velma's actress just completely nails this scene. Honestly, like when I first saw this deleted scene, the thought I had was, a rainbow shirt at Target won't turn your kids gay, but Velma Dinkley singing "Can't Take My Eyes Off of You," that'll do. Let's see, the next deleted scene, I think the next one was locker room. Wait, hold on. I need to do a quick check on the Scooby-Doo wiki. Okay, yeah, locker room. That's the next one. One other thing I forgot to mention about Velma's song. There's also a version of it that hasn't been released yet, which would have shown, like, I guess someone spiking Velma's drink and then she took her sweater off. And yeah, that obviously didn't make it, but could have given us more of a glimpse into this R-rated version of what the original version would have been like. So the next scene is locker room, where Velma's all possessed, and Daphne's there too, and where Velma scares off Daphne. Definitely one of those that also kind of like is in contrast with the rest of the film. But it's a good one nonetheless. Daphne's spirit thingy showcases how they take the souls out, and they cut this out because they thought it would have been too intense for children. I mean, I can kind of get that, because if I would have seen that, I would have felt traumatized. And I mean, I did see these deleted scenes, only a couple of these deleted scenes growing up, but like, I was just confused. Because like, this didn't look like anything. Like, this wasn't from the movie. There was like no music, nothing looked finished. And the more I like grew up, the more I realized, oh, this was cut. Yeah, that was like sometimes when I watched it on VHS, I would always see the deleted scenes after. But like, it stuck with me for like some years. And Daphne's spirit thingy's one of them. Because I felt a bit intimidated. Like, once the creature went inside Daphne and like possessed her. And another cutscene was called Heart Attack, in which Scooby pretended to do a heart attack. Or this was a failed attempt to like do a heart attack to get free. Yeah, I could definitely see that one, like, not really adding much. Yeah. I would so love to see how this original cut would have been like. Just given all this, like seeing how much we had but like lost, it's just so crazy to think about. I've only been recently digging deep into like all the stuff that happened. Oh, and there was also just one mention of Scrappy-Doo in the original script, but oh yeah, there was multiple scripts written, and it seemed like I guess they added Scrappy-Doo or something. But yeah, this like in the wake of just getting some director's cuts like the Snyder cut, the director's cut of Rocky 4, getting the leaked work print of Thomas and the Magic Railroad, I think there's a chance, or like I'd see as an opportunity for Warner Brothers to take a look at this and be like, maybe we could do, or like release some of those PG-13 or R-rated scenes, because so far we don't have any of those. None of those were released on VHS or DVD. But yeah, Warner Brothers, if you're watching this, I think this could be an interesting opportunity, because like I think there are some people who would like to see how these scenes would have played out. I mean, I'm not asking for like a director's cut or anything, but like just like say if this movie got a 4K release, I would just love to see this as like an Easter egg or bonus feature. These cut scenes where either Ray J. Gosling or James Gunn could like introduce us as to why these got cut. I think that could be a neat concept. But yeah, that's the R-rated cut of Scooby-Doo. Movie was drastically changed, was a hit, got a sequel. You know the rest. Someday, we could be able to see how it all went down before it got changed. I'm definitely keeping my fingers crossed for this one.